everyone, and welcome back to Table for One. My name's Emma, and this is a podcast where I talk about whatever I want. And it's been a while. Um, I've been super busy just sitting at home and kind of doing absolutely nothing. But that takes up a lot of time doing nothing. I've been having 2 hour naps every day and then still being tired. And napping and sleeping takes a lot of time. Uh, you know, anyway, but to be honest, I just wasn't, feeling the vibes the past few weeks. And, you know, I'm not getting paid to do this, but I have a problem with oh, if I start something, then I have to go all in. But that isn't true. I can be super motivated at first and then go all in, but then, I can take a break. But that doesn't mean that it's over. It means that, I don't know, I can just come back whenever I want. And, I feel like this podcast, when I'm 75, if I make it, would be so fun to look back on. And you don't want to stop just because you missed a week or two. Gotta keep the motivation high. Yeah, that was really inspirational. But I actually have a lot to say this week because I've been gone a while. So I have a lot to say. So yeah, I've been on hiatus. As you know, nothing has happened. Um, in when was it? At the end of June, I officially graduated. So now I'm officially an alumni. Yeah, I know. I'm so old. I'm so old. But the graduation was just man. So you can either have the graduation at 9, or was it 9:30? I didn't really write so much down because I found that was making me very tired of the podcast. So I'm more doing some improv today, but I got a lot of experience with improv. So the graduation was at 9:30. Yeah, but we had to get there at 8 a.m. My God, this felt like freaking school, not like graduation. So I get there at 8. Everyone's dressed all fancy. I'm dressed in my regular street clothes because guess what? If I'm gonna be sitting for 2 hours, might as well be comfy. So I'm looking like a schlub compared to everyone else, but I actually don't care. Anyone with any sort of pride would care, but I don't have pride, so I don't care. Or maybe I do have pride. That's why I don't care. I don't know. But so I get there and early, right bang on the dot, 8 o'clock. They let us in to the gym, and we get our gowns. We don't get caps, just gowns. And we put on our gowns, and we're ready to go. And we look at the time, and it's 8:10. Fantastic. Well, graduation is in an hour and a half. So basically I just wandered around for a little bit. I was talking to people. So yeah, it was so boring. And so we were comparing, oh, what number are you going? Um, because we got our names, and then with our names we had our number, what order we'd be in. So I looked at mine. I'm number what, 36 or something, and so I'm 36. That's great. I'm hey, what number are you? She's I'm number 534, and I'm oh my God, how long are we gonna be here for? This is gonna take so long. And at least I'm finished sooner, because I get a little nervous going on the stage. But anyway, finally 9:30 comes. Oh no, we were waiting around. The girl that was next to me, she was wearing high heels. We hadn't even left our little holding pens, and she had to like make an emergency trip to the bathroom to like fix up her mangled feet from the shoes. And like one of the like people that were helping out were like, "Here, girl, like take my shoes, or here's some band-aids." So I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing normal shoes because I'm smart. But so yeah, so then we go, and so we go. Takes like 20 minutes to get all freaking 600 people settled. At least I'm in the front, so I get that good view. And then like all like the teachers, I don't know what they are. TBH, is a professor even a teacher? Nah. So they all come out. They're all in their little regalia, and and on the stage there was like this big fancy schmancy chair right at the front for the chancellor of the university. And when I think of a chancellor of a university, I think of an old white man, you know? So I'm expecting this, burly guy to come have a seat on the chair. You know, when those old guys sit, it's like a relief. They're like, whew, finally get to sit down. No, it's like a little, no, what was she? I think she was Jamaican, but she was like Asian, but from Jamaica. But this like little Asian woman comes, barely makes a dent in the chair. I'm like, this is the chancellor? I'm like, am I sexist right now? Like, that I was expecting an old white guy? I was genuinely shocked. But, yeah. So they, say, do all their speeches or whatever, and now it's finally time to bring up the grads. And I'm like one of the first. And like 2 minutes before I kind of knew they were going to bring up the grads, I look at my piece of paper and I see my name and I see my number, and underneath my name it says with distinction. And I didn't really pay attention to this, but then I'm like, wait, what does with distinction mean? Like, what I thought it meant was, because every other people around me had like underneath their name had like a way to pronounce their name, so like they wouldn't mess it up, but mine said with distinction, and I was like really confused. But I thought back to when I applied to graduate, they wanted you to like say your name, like speak your name, and then they'll hear it. So when I saw with distinction, I thought they meant like Emma, like with emphasis, right? Like Emma, last name. But I ain't giving away my last name that easy. So that's what I thought. But I wasn't sure, and I'm like, this is kind of, I don't know what this is. But I'm one of the first people, so like as I'm trying to figure this out, I'm about to go on the stage. I hear one person before me saying blah 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 with distinction. And I'm like, oh, okay, so it doesn't mean that they're like just pronouncing your name distinctly. Like it kind of means something. So I give them my card, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll never know. So they call me up, Emma, with distinction. I'm saying thank you to everyone, and the freaking dean or whatever is like, with distinction, good job. And I'm like, girl, I don't know what that means. And she's like, that means you're really smart. And I'm like, she's like, oh, you got good grades. And I'm like, oh, really? Like, I don't even know that. She must have thought I was so stupid. Like, she must be known I use AI if I don't even know what with distinction means, Yeah, turns out, so to have distinction, it means your GPA is 3.5 or above. My GPA was a 3.55. So, Right on the cusp. Am I a Scorpio or a Sagittarius? Like it's like, am I smart or am I dumb? But apparently, with distinction, it doesn't show up on the certificate, but yeah, they announced it at the graduation. But then, so it took like, I was waiting for so long for number 534, the girl I was talking to be called. I'm like, this has to be coming soon, girl. No, it took like, oh, girl, it took like 30 to 40 minutes. Oh my goodness. They finally call everyone. Mind you, I'm like about to pee my pants. Um, yeah, I don't know. And so then we finally get to leave, and I'm like, really have to pee. But we had to go like up the stairs, but the door, I know where the bathroom is if I just can leave out this door without going up the stairs. So I get to where the stairs are and where the door is, and I'm like, hey man, can I just like go out here because like I really have to pee? And he's like, no. Okay, to his credit, there were bathrooms up the stairs, but like I didn't know that, okay? And he didn't say anything, so I'm blaming him. And I'm like, please, bro, like I'm literally about to pee my pants. That's like literally what I said. And he was like, no. So I just opened the door and left because like, guess what? Like I'm about to pee my pants. And he's like, what's he gonna do? Sue me? Suspend me? Can't suspend me, girl. I already have my certificate. Actually, mind you, we only got our certificates once we like returned the gowns. So technically I didn't have my certificate yet, but like I had it in PDF form, okay. Um but yeah, so then I paid, saw my parents. There was like some food that was there, but like definitely not enough to feed all like 1,000 people that were there. And this mom had like her little like child there, and she was like picking at the food with her fingers, being like, "Here you go, sonny boy." Like, gross, set a good example. So, ugh. So I had some food and then I went home because what? I had to wake up at like 5. Like, I'm out of here. LOL. And then 2 days later, because I thought it would be like a really bright idea to like go to my brother's graduation too, because he finished high school. Uh, but I kind of regretted my decision after my graduation because it took so long. But I'm like, you want to know what? Like, there's way less students in high school than in university. Like, this will be fine. So we go, and turns out it actually took longer than my graduation because for mine, they just called our names. For theirs, they called their names and what they were studying and what university and let people clap after every single one. Like they specifically said for ours, like don't clap, like just clap at the end, like because we need to like keep going. Oh my god, I was there for so long, and like I don't care about the 12th guy who's studying computer science. You know what I mean? Oh, my brother's studying that. Well, you know what I mean. Like the only one that like gave a reaction was when they said they're joining the military. Everyone was like, "Whoa, smart." But all these other they're studying uh, you know, uh psychology. Like, okay, no one cares. But my dad said it was low key's probably to make the school look good, which I guess I can agree. And at one point, we got up to go to the bathroom and we came back and we ran into, because I went to that school, and we ran into one of my old teachers. And I had been in her class for like 3 years. Like, I was a significant person. I finished one of the semesters with a 104%. Okay. And she looks at me and my dad dead in the eye and is like, are you lost? Basically, like, can I help you? Because, we were looking like schlubs because, pro tip, go to graduation looking like schlubs. Like, stop it with the suit, you know. But, yeah, I'm like, girl, you don't even know me. I mean, you do know me, but you acting like you don't. Like, do you remember? I'm like, remember? Anyway, and they were giving out so many of these individualized awards. I'm like, dang, like y'all all peaked in high school. Like this one guy who was also the valedictorian, got so many awards. And I'm like, you so peaked in high school. I mean, He'll probably be way more successful than me, but I'm just saying that to make myself feel better. But that was like the graduation like bonanza, you know. Graduate for me, take a break for a day, next day graduate for my brother. Oh my goodness, and that place was like packed, like there was like it was like crowd crush basically. Like girl, because they were so stupid. They put the food by the door. So everyone was stopping for the food and blocking the door. Ugh. Anyway, another thing I have to say, this is basically like all just stories. Because actually, a lot of stuff has happened. Anyway, I want to tell you the most hilarious story like ever. Like, yeah. So basically, I'm like signed up to one casting site. It's free, and I'm like, maybe one day I'll get my big break. Okay. So I'm just pulling up my receipts. Just like give me a second. All right, one second. All right. So on June 30th at 9:15 p.m., I get a text from this isn't her real name. I got a text from Sarah. She said, "Hi Emma. I'm Sarah from the casting site, and I thought you resembled the main character of my 2 short films. Confirm your availability from this day to this day. Email for more information. This would not be a paid role, but I hope you would be interested and given credit." And I'm like, this is low-key crazy. Like, I just got scouted by Sarah. And like, this is crazy. Like, she thought I looked like her main character. Like, I'm in her visions, you know what I mean? Like, this is kind of crazy. So I was like sitting there reading this. It's 9:15. Go to bed at 10, I'm a little tired. At 9:19, she texts me question mark. Oh, so now you're rushing me. Okay, fine. And about the not paid role, like, that's fine because, like, she's a student. Like, as I'll soon find out. But I wasn't, like, taken aback or anything. Like, I'm like, okay. So I said, like, oh, yeah, I'm available these days, but I would like more info. And I said, who can I email to get more details? Because, she's rushing me, first of all. She gave me 4 minutes to process from 9:15 to 9:19. And, she said email for more info. So I'm like, oh, maybe she's like the casting scout person. And, her friend is the, with the information. I don't know. Whatever. So I said, who can I email to get more details? She said, just me. Gave me her email. And she said, just her for now. And her email is like her full name and her year of birth. And I'm like, this is easy because her name's pretty unique. Search her up, find her in about 2 seconds. I'm like, all right, this is legit. This is legit. So, I'm texting this girl, right? And she's like, email me. And I'm like, all right. So I email this exact same person I was texting. Hi, can I have more details on the film? And she said, sure. She could have just sent this on the message. Anyway, she sends me this script. And it's pretty long. And also, like, the call sheet. And I'm like, this is pretty long. Like, you give it a skim. And I'm like, this is kind of crazy. Like, I'm not an actor. Like, this is crazy. Like, I really am the main character. And there's, like, a lot of scenes that, like, I'm not going to get into it. But I'm like, I'm not comfortable doing this. But I'm like, let me read it more detailed in the morning. Because at this point, it's like 10 o'clock. She also emails me a question mark. Like, can you stop rushing me for 1 second? Jeez. But anyway, actually, before I emailed, I was like, oh, okay. She said, I'm getting a small crew. I said, this is cool. She said, did you get my email? As in, I thought she meant, like, did she email me? So I said no, and then she gave me her email again. And then I emailed her, even though I was just texting her and she could have sent it by text anyway. At 10:34 p.m., I'm asleep. She said, "Did you read? Did you read it? Did you read?" I don't know if I sent and then like some gibberish, I'm not sure. So I didn't really have time to read it all in detail because I felt very rushed. So the next day, like literally the second I wake up, I'm like, yes, I read it. This story sounds cool. I like, just being nice. But unfortunately, I don't feel comfortable doing XYZ, so I'm going to have to decline. But thank you so much for the opportunity. Okay? You think that would be all. But no. I should have sent a question mark too, because it took her 6 hours to respond to this, but she expects a response in 5 minutes. But then she says, "Do you know anyone who may be interested?" That was 12:25 p.m. At 2:13 p.m. she says, "I'm just struggling." 5 hours later, at 7:30 p.m., because that day I turned off my notifications for this girl because she was stressing me out. So I only get back to her at 7:30. And I said, like, "I'm not sure, sorry, I'm not very experienced, but if you need help in any other ways on your film, like, maybe I can pitch in." She texts back, "Who's this again? Uh, Are you, are you serious, girl? You texted me 5 hours ago." Like, mind you, you sounded so desperate before. Okay. So I said, "Emma." She said, "Emma who?" "Sorry, I may have deleted the message." I said, "Emma, my last name. You messaged me yesterday to play this character." And, like, it hasn't even been 24 hours. How many people have you messaged? She said, "Did I send you an email? Do you have one?" "Babes, you got amnesia, girl. That's what you got." I said, "Yes, you sent me an email." And I gave her my email. She said, "Got it. This is not a paid position," if you remember me saying that. Like, yes, girl, I remember. Do you remember? I said, "I know. I'm just offering to help." Then she said, "Also, can you send 2 recent photos of yourself?" Then she gives me the days that she wants to do this film, which she already gave me. And I'm like, why does she want to send me the 2 photos? She also resends me the email, even though she had sent me it before, because I told her that, yes, you emailed me. Anyway, she sends it to me again. I said, "What do you need help with, though? I can't just show up." She said, "Read the script first. It's not long." I said, I read it already. I told you I'm not going to play this character. I'm just offering to help in other ways." Like, she really thought I was like, "Oh, girl, like, I've changed my mind. Like, I'm going to be the main character." Anyway, she said, "Oh, okay, my bad, maybe a crew assistant?" Like, what do you mean maybe? It's either like I need a crew assistant or not. She said, "Do you know anyone who's interested?" Like I said earlier that day, I said, "No, I don't. I don't know anyone who's an actor. Sorry." She said, "Maybe a crew member? Like managing the actors or something?" "I do that too, but anything to help, not all days." I said, "Where you want to film is far from me, but just let me know what days. Like, if you don't need any help, then it's all good." She said, "I get it though. Thanks for your time." And that was it. Or so I literally thought, because on Thursday, July 16th, she texted me, "Hi, Emma. I'm Sarah from this website. Not paid. Sorry if this is last minute, but are you able to play the role of blank for my short film? It's a 5-hour film day. Filming here on this day." I said, "No, sorry." And that was that. I'm like, "Girl, you literally have so much amnesia. You're crazy." I'm like, "This is crazy." I'm like, "What is happening?" And she does have like one film that she made like public on her YouTube, and you know, I thought it was a parody at first, but it was actually dead serious, which is like kind of like oops. But anyway, she also played one of the characters in it, which was a little awkward. But anyway, like I hope the film went well. Like they're past filming now, so I wonder who played the character. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. And me and my friend, we read. She sent both the scripts because it's like two films. Like the one takes place in the present and the one in the past. We read the scripts for both films. Girl, y'all need to take those scripts back to the drawing board because I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, another thing I've been getting into. Well, okay, so K-pop, not the music, but like, what the hell is wrong with K-pop? Like, what the hell? Like, what do you mean? Like, we're getting surgery and like chiseling our cheekbones and like singing and whatever. But there's been a meme going around, so this is a long story. But basically, like 4 years ago, there was a documentary called Dream Academy where they were wanting to make a new girl group, and they ended up making like Cat's Eye. I think everyone knows what Cat's Eye is. But in that process, this one girl, Lexi, she's like, because they didn't know it was a survival show, right? And they were like pitting these girls against each other. And Lexi, she's a queen, so she's like, no, like, I'm sticking to my morals. Like, I'm finished. Like, I'm not participating in this. Like, you're pitting us against each other. Like, this is crazy. And they're like, okay, whatever. We don't even need you, girl. But then a few years later, they bring Lexi back along with these two other girls from the show to make a new group called Saint Satine, basically with all the runner-ups. But they had to go on a search to find a fourth member because apparently you need fourth. And apparently everyone wanted this one girl to win, but they ended up choosing like this like 14, 15-year-old who is apparently not so good like at singing and dancing, allegedly. Like, I'm not trying to bully, but allegedly, okay. But everything was good. Like, they're soon gonna like debut their like first official song, and all of a sudden the company, Hybe or whatever, posts an announcement: Lexi's leaving Saint Satine. Girl, what? You just left the Dream Academy. And I was laughing because I had basically just watched the documentary. So I'm like, this girl in my timeline just left two groups in about, a week. Or two like things with this company in a week. And it's ridiculous, and everyone's just been posting like memes about like they take her photo and it's like me when I enter a function but no one's there, and it's just a picture of her because she's always leaving. And people think maybe she low-key hates that Japanese girl because she wanted the other one to win. But like, I'm like, girl, like, I don't know, like, isn't K-pop about the blood, sweat, and tears? Like, if you thought you were here for a good time, no. You're here for a long time, not a good time. So yeah, I don't know what she was mad about this time because she basically got her way of being in a group, without even like having to re-audition or anything. But she's like, I'm out of here. And then there's like memes of basically everyone from that show, like, the Japanese girl, like me when I didn't study but I passed the test anyway, and it's just a picture of her. That poor girl. I hope she's okay. Or the one really talented girl, Adela. Well, she's a singer now, but it's like me when I do everything right, but but everyone just hates me, and it's just a picture of her. I mean, it's ridiculous, but it's so funny. Like, this is harsh. And like, by the way, 2022, they were like I think the oldest person there was like 21. Like, Jesus. Like, y'all are bullying children. Companies, listen, K-pop companies love bullying children because if K-pop was to be adults, they would never get their way. But children, they can mold those kids, bully those kids. and it works. So, another thing, Cat's Eye, their new song Animal came out. Listen, I was there from the music video teaser number 1 to music video teaser number 2. I was there all week waiting, plotting, seeing what everyone else thinks this video is going to be about. Friday morning, I wake up, turn on the video. Firstly, I'm shocked that it's above 3 minutes, but it's only because there was like silence in between the songs, not actually 3 minutes. I think it might be exactly 3. Nah, I don't know. They're cutting it close, okay? But so I turned on the music. It's written by Ed Sheeran or something. So yeah, so this song is like basically like it's just a combination of like every generic pop song. Like it's good, but like I'm so bored, right? It's like mixture between Toxic by Britney Spears, Dark Horse by Katy Perry, um what's it? Dung Dung, Portugal the Man, Feel It Still. Like it's just a bunch of like those kinds of songs, and it's like, yeah, like it's good. The song is good, but like nothing more to say. And then I was watching the video that I've been waiting for the whole week. I had to stop. I had to pause the video and laugh when they put out the Bose headphone sponsorship and the Jollibee sponsorship. I'm like, are you guys kidding me right now? 2 sponsorships in one video? Then it's like, then the money's split. They won't even get the full money. Or wait, or they got, wait, the sponsorships aren't getting paid. They are. Oh no, then they're getting double the money. Oh wait. Then that's like good, I guess. Anyway. But yeah, it's a pretty generic song. I mean, it's like so catchy, but then I instantly forget it because like it sounds like every other song. Because it's written by Ed, Anyway. And then another thing with the K-pop. Bro, every day I think there can't be any more groups. And then guess what? There's more groups. I'm surprised not everyone in Korea is just a K-pop idol. But a lot of them are. I mean, Jesus. Like, there's so many. There's so many labels. There's so many sub-labels. I'm like, guys, at this point, am I a K-pop idol? Because seriously. But, like, yeah, there's so many of them. Like, I don't know what's even happening. But none of them can sing. Is that a hot take? Anyway, they're good with autotune now. They can dance. But my favorite thing, so like they're all like they're like East Asian, right? Some of them are Korean, some of them are Japanese, some of them are Taiwanese, Vietnamese, but they all look pretty similar and they all speak Korean, because they're in Korea. But every time, I literally fall out of my seat when there's always one who's actually like Korean American or like Australian Taiwanese, and they start speaking like perfect English, and I literally fall off my chair because, girl, I do not expect English to be uttered out of any of these people's mouths, and all of a sudden they're going like, girl, you just ate that down in a perfect American accent, and I'm like, oh my god, like, I didn't even know you can speak, and you speak 2 languages, seriously. I'm like, oh my god, like, it terrifies me so much, because, their Korean is flawless, I think, to me at least, and, then all of a sudden they're just like speaking, and then there's the one group, there's 2 Australians? 2? And then all the other members, since they're around Australians, then their accent when they're speaking English is Australian. And it's crazy. I'm like, what do you mean you're speaking in Australian? Like, I thought we're Korean. Like, it literally, like, takes me aback. I'm like, oh my god. Like, when I was watching the Dream Academy, the one group, Le Seraphim, came in to wish all the girls good luck. I I had to pause the video when Yoonjin, which is a Korean name, so I didn't even have any expectations, started speaking in American English. This girl's from Albany, New York. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, oh yeah, I know all of your names. I'm Yoonjin from America. What the frick? Yoonjin? Girl, I thought, girl, I mean, what, if you, I mean, she's speaking, I mean, she's Korean. She's speaking Korean. I'm finished. She's American. Shocked. When they're Australian, it's even crazier. When they're Canadian, it's even crazier. Represent. It's crazy. Girl, it's so funny. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just ridiculous. I'm like, whoa. Like, I'm just not expecting that. Like, you know when, like, look, you know, here, let me tie this back to my graduation. The chancellor is Asian. You know, maybe Japanese, you know, Taiwanese, something like that. She starts speaking, and it's a Jamaican accent, and you're like, oh, what? Like, I'm not expecting this at all. And that's the same thing with these K-pop idols who are actually American/Australian. I'm like, oh my god, what? I'm like, Yoonjin is American? I'm like, that's crazy. I mean, I'm like, what? Does make sense. Anyway, about Korean as well. I've started learning Korean from this dude named Billy on YouTube. Bro, he tricked me because he said, oh, there's only 14 vowels and 10 consonants. I'm like, well, this is going to be so easy. No. There's 40 different characters or whatever. Not or whatever. There's just 40. There's 40. Like, that's the easy part, though. But, like, I literally have had to take a break. Same with the podcast. Because, like, it's becoming, like, now that we're learning the words, it's so hard. I pulled out my notes here because, like, I don't know if I'm just dumb. But, hello? To say hello, you say, I'm going to read it slowly. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 syllables. To say, hey, that's a lot of syllables. But get this. How many letters is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 letters. Because each syllable is like a block. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot of letters. Like, I don't know how people write so fast. Anyway. And it makes me confused because, like, there's different levels of, like, politeness. So, like, so what I just said, 안녕하세요, that's to just, you know, people you see on the street. But if it's your friends and you just say 안녕, just like hey. But and you better not bow either. Only to people you don't really know. Because if you bow to your friends, they would probably think you're weird. So yeah, but it's like confusing. And listen, let me say something in Korean. I'm gonna say all right. I'm gonna say hi. My name is Emma. Nice to meet you. Alright. 안녕하세요. 제 이름은 에마예요. 반갑습니다. That's a lot of words. That's a lot of words, right? Or am I just dumb? I don't know. Probably a bit of both. But that's what I'm doing. Along with that, I've also been following drawing tutorials. Guys, why am I low-key's artist? Because I've been drawing I've been copying other drawings from real artists and their tutorials of like realistic fruits. Oh, what's her name? Shout out Arts Core. Shout out to that girl. She's been helping me. Girl, she doesn't, she's not been helping me. Her videos have been helping me learn how to draw. Not learn, girl. Her videos help me copy her drawings of realistic fruits. I've drawn a banana, avocado, pepper, what else? Hold on, I'm turning around to see. Oh yeah, apple. Her videos have also helped me copy a realistic flower. And then yesterday I low-key ate down and did like a realistic sunset from this other person that I just blatantly copied. Uh, so like maybe I'm an artist though, but like I don't know. uh, so yeah. And I also drew a 2-point perspective building thing. I don't know. That guy was making it look so easy. He didn't even use a ruler. Like, at least pretend to struggle. And I want to draw like simple stuff, right? But so I like look up like, tutorial how to draw sushi. But I want like same with the realistic fruits. I want like realistic sushi. But uh, mostly what comes up is this channel called like Arts for Kids or something, and it's but I can't click on it because the thumbnail is always like what the parent did, because it's the parent and the kid. So it's like here's what my kid did and here's what I did, and that's the thumbnail. And the kid, you can barely even tell the difference between the kid's one and the parent's one. And like I refuse to follow that channel because I know mine will be way worse than the kid's one, and like I don't want to put myself through that because like I'd be so embarrassed that mine will be worse. So I just refuse. So I just like don't do sushi because like the only sushi tutorials are Arts for Kids, and like I don't want to be worse than the 9-year-old. Like I know I am, so like I just refuse to admit. I've also been doing boondoggle. Guys, boondoggle's so fun. I need to get more. I think it's called spiral. It's the 2x1, and then it's like the circle pattern. I low-key eat every time. But yeah, I want to get Lego, but Lego is so expensive, and it takes like 2 seconds to make. So, yeah. But that's actually all I have to say. Like, that was kind of like a really long update. I'm just trying to have a think of like what else I can say. I don't know. Oh yeah. I think what fueled my like K-pop deep dive is because there was an event with like K-pop random dance, and like I was sat, okay? I was sat watching that. Like it is so fun to watch. Like people be getting really into it, and like I can't do the dances. I'm like just like play Pinky Up because that's the only one I know. Like I wouldn't dance, but yeah. But I was getting angry because before the dances they had like K-pop dance groups like dance. And while they were doing that, they were like handing out like raffle tickets for you might be able to win an album. So now I'm like, well, I don't care for an album, but like I see a lot of like kids here, and I'm like, well, if I win, I'll just give it to one of them. So like that's the only reason why I entered. I lost, but the people that won were like my age. Like this one was like some grown dude, and I'm like, bruh, like can we just give it to the 9-year-old, because you're acting the fool right now, cheering and dancing around. Like let's just give it to some poor little girl, right? She would love that way more than you, because like you have adult money you can spend. She only has kid money. It's not real. And then during the dancing, this one girl comes up to her friend. She's like, "Oh, look at like this guy. Me and him have such beef. Like, look at him. Like, he's wearing like blah blah blah." I'm not gonna spoil it. So I look over and I'm like, "Oh my god, she's right. This dude was wearing sweatpants, and then above the sweatpants, jean shorts." I know. I'm just as shocked as you are. How do you dance in that? But he kind of did, so he low-key ate, though. Some people actually low key ate down some of the dances, and I'm like, dang, y'all are talented. Not me though. Yeah, I was just sat watching, and the parents of those poor kids had to sit and watch too, or the poor parents of the happy kids, more should I say, standing there all hot while the kids danced. But it was cute. But yeah, that's about it. I don't have much to say, but I actually had a lot to say at the same time. Well, see you sometime. Who knows? When I get a wave of inspiration.